Hi guys, today is June 18th, 2020, and futures are pointing to a lower open as jobless claims came in at 1.5 million versus 1.3 million expected, and it's not so good number to me, but at the same time, Fed came out on Monday and said that they will be buying individual corporate bonds, which is a big bazooka. And in my opinion, they're creating like a financial bubble that will burst later in a year, not now, but later in a year, by allowing these zombie companies to exist. And pretty much any company can now issue debt-free bonds or debt offering, and pretty much pay interest and not pay the bond itself or the debt itself. So in my opinion, that's a financial bubble about to happen, but not right now. So let's look at the SPY, which is the ETF for S&P 500, and SPY is trading lower as futures are lower, but I drew these lines, just very strong support lines for SPY at around 295. And if it breaks, it could go down to 272, but right now it looks like it didn't break. It did try to break it a couple of days ago, but held strong. So right now it's pretty much choppy trading and in the no man's land. SPY is in no man's land right now. So, okay, so let's jump to corporate news. And by the way, if you want to see what I'm trading and my trades, I do a lot of option tradings as well. You can check out the Patreon link in the description of this video. So let's jump to Kroger. Okay, so Kroger reported pretty good numbers actually, adjusted EPS of $1.22 versus $1.09 expected. Sales beat as well and expected to exceed the outlook provided in April. And Kroger is a supermarket chain and pretty good buy in my opinion, pretty good setup for them. And I would be a buyer of Kroger, stock symbol KR. Okay, so staying with the supermarket theme, Target. Okay, so Target said that it's increasing its minimum hourly wage from $13 to $15 starting in July, and Target initially raised wages in March to compensate workers on the front line. So actually pretty good setup for Target. As you can see here, the golden cross, 50-day moving average crossing 200-day moving average, and I would be interested to buy Target in this range and this range. Okay, so staying with the food theme, I actually like CPB. Campbell soup, pretty good setup for them. Magda is crossing here. I think CPB is going higher, and I also like Mondelez. They actually were upgraded recently and a couple of days ago, and I think they have a pretty good setup to go higher. MDLZ. Okay, I also wanted to say a couple of words on Walmart. Walmart, to me, is in pretty good position to be picked up actually, and it's not trading as high as previously, like around 133 I thought it was crazy, but around 119, 118 is an interesting buy for Walmart in my opinion. Okay, so let's jump to Airlines. LUV. So Seaport Global, I think yesterday initiated a number of coverage on a number of airlines with the buy ratings, and LUV was one of them, and they decided that they have a strongest balance sheet. I mean, who didn't know that? And they signed price target for LUV of $44. And I think in general, I mean, airlines are in pretty good position right now, and I think it would be an interesting buy on a pullback, and they're pulling back a little bit. LUV is trading lower, and all the other airlines are trading lower pre-market. Okay, so he also mentioned UAL, the analyst from Seaport Global. United Airlines with the price target of 56 and projects a free cash flow in 2021 and 2022. And also a pretty good setup for UAL, double bottom around $18 back in March and back in May. Okay, so I think UAL could be going actually higher, and could be an interesting pickup on this pullback. Okay, so he also mentioned SAFE, which is a Spirit Airlines, and he provided a price target of 21, and he said it's one of the few airlines that is growing. Also JetBlue. Okay, so JetBlue, he gave JetBlue price target of $18 sites, and he cited the management good track record of returns. And the last but not least is AAL. Okay, so AAL, he said it's obviously the ugliest house on the block, but he gave it a price target of 27, and it's too high to me because at the end of the year they will end up with 55 billion in debt. But he also said that the price is right, and AAL could earn $4 to $5 per share in 3 to 5 years. I don't know. I mean, it seems to be fundamentally not a very good company, but a good setup for the stock. But fundamentally, I would be very careful with AAL. 55 billion debt, nothing to sneeze on. So I also like Delta. Actually, I do like Delta. I don't like AAL. So Delta is a much better company and much better financial shape. And for example, my choice would be Delta or Southwest. Okay, let's jump to Lyft. Lyft said that that it's getting rid of gasoline-powered cars by 2030. I also like Uber, so both of these companies are in pretty good shape to go higher, in my opinion, on a chart at least. So as you can see, the Uber also, there's a golden cross, 50-day moving average crossing 200-day moving average. So not a bad setup for Lyft and Uber. So speaking of electric cars, Tesla. Okay, so Tesla, I drew before a pretty good technical setup for Tesla, double bottom here and here, and looks like it's going higher. I mean, Tesla is Tesla, so I think Tesla, it will be going higher, and I think it will stay above $1,000 for in the future. Okay, so let's jump to Nikola. Okay, so Nikola is this thing is hot as a pistol, and actually it's been very popular among millennials recently. And Trevor Milton yesterday went to a Twitter war with Bloomberg over the article written by Ed Ludloff, in which Ludloff said that the founder exaggerated the capability of company's debut truck. And actually, Milton came out and said that the Ludloff was absolutely wrong. Ludloff actually wrote that the truck was shown without the engine, and Milton said that the engine was on the table to show to the investors on its presentation a couple of days ago. So basically, I mean, this company is trading very high, in my opinion, and it's a very interesting pickup, but it's trading very high. I mean, I would like it to come down to trade it a lot, actually, to come down to at least like $40 for me to get in, to be interested in this. But right now it's trading at like $64, $65. I think it's too high. It's just way too high. And I like Nikola, and I like Nikola, and I like its CEO, and I like Trevor Milton, and but it's just too high. I think the much better play is to sell out of the money puts on this company. Okay, so let's stay with the electric vehicle theme. NIO. Okay, so NIO previously priced offering of 72 million shares at $5.95 per share, And but Bank of America analysts reiterated previously buy rating on this stock with the price target of 550 to 730. Okay, so in my opinion, I mean, I don't have anything against NIO, and I like NIO, but again, it's overbought, and I would like it to come down to buy it. It's an interesting company, and they've been making a lot of strides lately, but too high again, in my opinion. Okay, so HTZ. HTZ said that it suspended a planned sale of 500 million worth of stock. Okay, previously they wanted to take advantage, it's a banker company, but they wanted to take advantage of stock being traded at like $2, $3, and they wanted to sell some shares, to raise money. But SEC stepped in and said that they're not going to allow that, and basically I think, in my opinion, they're doing the right thing, because this thing should be worth zero. And same thing with CHK, Chesapeake Energy. They're trading lower pre-market, and Chesapeake is about to file for bankruptcy protection probably by the end of the week. So I wouldn't be touching this thing either. Okay, so CCL reported Carnival Cruises. Preliminary quarterly loss of $3.30, wider than 156 expected. Revenue also below, and says it's seeing growing bookings demand for 2021. I mean, it's a very, very dangerous play, in my opinion, CCL, Carnival Cruises, because they don't have any revenue. Whatever bookings they see growing is unproven, so I would stay away from this stock. And Ford Motor. Okay, so Ford said that it would offer hands-free driving in its new Mustang Mach-E model. The all-electric crossover will go on sale later this year, but new feature will be available in 2021. I mean, it's not a bad setup for Ford, and I'm not a big fan of Ford or GM. I like Tesla, and I think, in my opinion, that's the future, and they have a big technological advantage over Ford and GM. But in general, Ford is not a bad technically set up to buy the shares. I would like to buy it lower, under $6 though. Okay, AMC. AMC said that the creditors are resisting the movie theaters operator debt restructuring proposal, and the debt restructuring proposal was for some of the debt holders to give up their debt for equity stake. I would stay away from AMC, actually. I mean, they're reopening their theaters, but who knows how the reopen will go and how this thing will play out. And the last but not least, DKNG announced 33 million share offering. The company itself will sell and get proceeds from 14 million shares, while current investors will sell the rest. Okay, so DKNG also trading very high. I would like it to come down like to at least like mid 30s to buy this stock. Okay guys, that's it. That's the wrap for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, and I'll see you on Monday.